will mention, where we react to any and everything, whether that be viral videos, hot topics, pop culture, anything you guys want to react to, even the messy stuff. As you know, we do it all here on Sutton Reactions, man. Appreciate y'all for joining in on this lovely January 14th, Wednesday morning. Hopefully, y'all are doing good. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Shout out to everybody watching the replay of this episode. We got a jam-packed episode for you guys today, guys. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. We're going to be starting off heavy, too. But first, before we get into anything, got to give a shout out to the live chat. Stretch 52 is in the house. What's going on, Stretch? Appreciate you for pulling up. I see Ashley's in the house. Good morning, Ashley, one of our members here on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. And we also got Herb. What's going on, Herb? Appreciate you for coming through. What up, what up, what up? This always happens. My voice always gets, like, you know, clogged and whatnot. My throat always gets clogged and whatnot. I got to clear it and whatnot before I start talking to you guys. It sucks. I hate it. That's why I got this coffee, though. That's why I got this coffee. So cheers. I knew you guys were going to tell me to turn my gain up. I don't know what's going on with my mic. I really don't, but hopefully that's better. ISO, what's up? Zeke says the coffee looks good. It does, man. It's really good. It's really good. Shout out to my lady. Glaucoma, what's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all for coming through. Yeah. So before we get into our juicy-ass topics for today, before we get into the juicy topics, I want to talk about John Harbaugh. I know a lot of you guys are Ravens fans. Real brief, real succinct. But John Harbaugh did officially just take his first in-person interview with the New York Giants. And this is big news because, you know, some people were saying, even not Eric DeCosta, but Steve Bisciotti was saying yesterday in his presser, hey, he wants John Harbaugh to take a year off, right? He'll even pay him $17 million to take a years-long vacation before he comes back to football. That's how much he was looking out for him. But John Harbaugh said, no, I'm trying to move on right away, get back to coaching right away. There's a couple of good job opportunities for me out there, and the New York Giants is one that, you know, everybody was really saying it made all the sense in the world for John to go ahead and take up that job. But especially me, you know, I'm looking at how it's just literally the perfect job for John Harbaugh. What up, Void? Member in the chat. Chris, what up? Appreciate you for coming through. Let me see. But, yeah, I mean, it's just the perfect scenario, guys. And I'm going to keep using the analogy. It's the perfect turnkey franchise for John Harbaugh. It's damn near his retirement home. He can go up there to New York and, you know, inherit Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, who I tend to think is a little bit overrated, to be honest with you. But Malik Neighbors, you know, I'm sure they'll probably pursue a tight end or something like that, even though Theo Johnson wasn't bad this past year. But I'm really happy for John Harbaugh. It's looking like he's going to go ahead and get that coaching opportunity. If the New York Giants are smart, they do not let him out of the building. I would not let him out of the building if I was the New York Giants. I would go ahead and lock that up and see what you can do over the next 5 years. Do I think the Giants can win a Super Bowl with John Harbaugh as head coach? No. But do I think that they can contend for the NFC East and maybe take the division with that defense getting better like it is? They can maybe win 2 of the next 5 NFC East titles, and that would mean something for all Giants fans. It would mean something. Steve stood on business. I messed with it, yeah, for sure. I agree, Glaucoma. I agree. We have to get the rest over here to build this channel up. Yeah, we got to build this channel, man. We got to build this channel. Again, I'm not mad at you guys if you guys prefer to watch through PRP for now, because I know more people probably watch over there in the chat. It's probably a little bit more lively. But eventually, you know, we are going to be switching over fully to the Sutton Reactions channel. And, yeah. Yeah, and Chris says in the chat, they'll come when he stops posting on the other channel. They're stubborn. Yeah, I'm kind of spoiling some of the viewers right now by still posting on PRP. But soon and very soon, maybe as early as February, we will be switching over solely to Sutton Reactions. So if you do want to continue catching this show specifically, make sure you go down to the description of this video, whether you're on PRP or whatever. Click on the Sutton Reactions official YouTube channel link. Subscribe there. That way you're ready to go when we fully switch over. But yeah, the defense too. The defense too, for sure. Taurus, what up, my boy? Appreciate you for coming through, man. We got a good one today. And we're going to start with some, how messy is it getting today? On a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably say about I give about a 9. It's pretty messy today. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I feel guilty for bringing the mess to you guys, but then again, I don't, because I know you guys love it, and I love it too. So we're going to get into it together. Herb says we got to chop it up soon. Future producer of this channel. Yeah, man, I've been thinking about that. I've been, got to have a conversation with Alex, see what he thinks. I'm sure he'd be totally down for it as well. But, Herb, I talked to you about it. We're just trying to, work it into how we're doing things here, But I would love that. Because we definitely need a producer. It's already hard enough trying to, produce and do the talent thing all at the same time and perform. But, it's been a blessing, though, over the past couple of years to be able to do all of this. Is kind of like a backpack show, but some extra help definitely never hurts. Okay. I said I was going to keep the football talk succinct, real short today. Yesterday we kind of went overtime because, as you guys know, Ace had destroyed my stream yesterday. I'm trying to get my attention and whatnot, so I was kind of behind by like 20-30 minutes, so we ended up going for like an hour and a half instead of like our normal hour, but it was okay. We had a lot of fun still. But let's go ahead and get into our reactions for the day. All right, party people. So a little bit of a different start today on this episode, right? So normally, at least over the past week or so, I've been doing these would you rather questions, kind of like icebreakers for the episodes, get our juices flowing, get us warmed up. And so we're going to kind of stick with that same theme here today, even though it's going to be slightly tweaked, a little bit different. So here we're going to be dealing with liminal horror scenarios, and we're going to be trying to choose which one we think is the lesser of all evils. It's a lot of fun. I stumbled across it on TikTok. I had fun with it. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it. Here's the first one. It's going to give us 4 options. We got to pick which of the 4 options before we know what they are, and then they're going to explain and we'll react. Let's go ahead and get started. Liminal horror, guys. Let's get started.
In 5 seconds, choose a random box. The box you choose will determine the entity you must live with.
All right. So you heard him. We have 5 seconds to choose one of these boxes. Whichever one we choose, we have to live with the entity that lies within. So I'm going to go with the chat on this one. Which one are you guys thinking? Are we going box 1, so top left? Are we going top right, bottom left, or bottom right? Which one we doing? Let me see. First 2 similar answers we'll go with. Let me see. So Void says 2. ISO says 3. First 2 of the similar answers we'll go with. Let me see. Put it in. The circle in the middle. All of them. Asmodeus, what's up? I was hoping you would be in here for this one. I want your opinion. Top left, bottom left. Okay, it looks like 3. We're going to go with that one. We're going to go with 3. So let's see which what number 1 is, number 2, and then whichever one 3 is. That's the one that we're going. That's the one we got to deal with. Let's see.
Box 1, House Goblets. These are small entities that live under your couch, your bed, your cabinets, and other small, tight spaces.
Oh, hell
These creatures keep your house clean by picking up small pieces of trash and food on the ground. It keeps them happy. You can even give them your plate of food when you're done eating, and they will finish what you have.
Okay, they don't seem too sinister, right? Like, they live under my bed and my couch, these little, like, things that run around. But apparently all they want to do is clean my house, and they'll even eat my leftovers. I'm listening.
Have left, and somehow it will be completely clean when they're done. They actively try to avoid you. If you try to grab one, it will panic, and its ability to clean will be hindered for a few days due to the trauma.
So that wasn't too bad. On a scale of like 1 to 10, 10 being like the most horrifying, I'd give that about a 6. Because it didn't say that they were violent. They're basically like infantilized creatures, right? They're like babies. They run around. All they want to do is just like pick things up off the floor and clean up your house for you. They'll eat your leftovers. If you try to grab one, they'll panic, right? But it doesn't say they'll hurt you. They just won't be able to clean up for the next couple of days. That's not too bad. Maybe we should have went with the top left. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Zeke says they clean the crib, they can stay. They vibing. See, exactly. As long as they stay under, we good. You know, as long as they don't try to pull no. But see, here's the thing. You got to think. You got to go to sleep at some point. And these things are just going to be up underneath where you sleep at all times. You know what I mean? Like, think about going to the bathroom. You put your feet on the floor. Imagine one night one of them just reaches out and grabs your foot or your ankle. Yeah, nah. I give it about a 7. I give it about a 7. As Modi says, that was cute. That's funny. I do think they was vibing, though. I do think they was vibing. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see what number 2 is. Remember, we got number 3. Number 3 is all us, but let's see what number 2 is.
Box 2, the statue. This is a statue made entirely out of stone. However, it is completely conscious and aware. The only thing that isn't made of stone are the eyes. They are normal. The eyes will often follow you wherever you go. Most of the time, the statue is completely still, but sometimes you will find it in random spots inside your home.
Nope. Nope. You had me a statue. You had me a statue man here. But if this man can move around, like, it's one thing for him to just stand in one spot. Okay, it's creepy, but I know he's going to be in that one spot every single time. No. If I go to the grocery store and I come back and he's in my bedroom facing the wall like this, I'm crashing the fuck out. I'm telling you right now.
It doesn't like to move when people are watching. Although it doesn't move much, it is slightly hostile. Don't
Slightly hostile? Yeah, nah.
let it get too close to you, especially while you are sleeping. Keep a lock on your bedroom door. If you already see it in your room, don't try to move it. Just sleep somewhere else in your house.
What? Hell nah, bro. Hell nah. By far a 10. We talking about 1 to 10 scariness? 10. I'll take the little couch goblins or whatever they called them over this statue man. Because you telling me that he could start out in one place in my house, and as soon as I turn my back, he is liable to move somewhere else completely different. And I can't go to sleep in the same room that he's in. So if he just happens to be in my bedroom when it's time to go to bed, I got to go sleep on the couch? Yeah, nah, you got me fucked up. Nope. Nope. Hell nah. What happens when you sleep? Does he move? I'm pretty sure. They said that he just moves when nobody's looking. When nobody's looking, that's when he moves. Hell nah. Chris says a big hell no from me. Kogan says nope. Yeah, nah. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely moving out. That's his house. That's his house now. Not even gonna lie to you. Not even gonna lie to you, champ. You said that's a 6 scariness? Hell nah. You tripping. Asmodeus? Nah, bro. Nah, man. If you fall asleep after a long day, you're screwed. It's too much to worry about. Too much to worry about. So, nah, I'm definitely not. I'm glad we didn't choose number 2. Somebody did choose top right. I'm glad we didn't end up going with that one. We went with number 3. Let's go ahead and see what that one is. What do we got? What do we got? What are we dealing with?
Box 3, Snickers.
Okay. Little cute
Snickers
cat.
is a cat that is only 2 to 3 inches, but every day he grows a tiny bit. When he starts off small, he doesn't require much food at all. 1 can of cat food will feed him for 2 weeks.
Okay.
But as he gets bigger, he will need more and more.
See, I was on board. I was on board with the cute kitten. I was thinking, okay, what does he do? What does he come with? Does he haunt the house in some way? Like, what happens? You know what I mean? Will I not be able to find him and he's like lurking over me at night? I mean, all cats really do that, but nah, bro, getting that big, I don't know about all that, Chief.
Eventually he gets so large that you will need buckets of cat food to feed him for one day. If he isn't fed frequently, he becomes very hostile and may resort to eating you.
Oh, see? Yeah. This just seems like a ticking time bomb. This is just a ticking time bomb because you got to feed this thing. And at first, when it's a baby, like they said, you can feed it, a bowl of cat food. It'll last 2 weeks. But then they said it gets to this point where he's eating buckets of cat food per day. And if you don't feed him his cat food, he's going to get agitated and try to eat you. And look at the size of this man. Look at the size of Snickers.
Make sure he is fed daily.
Yeah, nah. What y'all think about that? That was the one we chose. Herb says, I'm cool off that. Asmodeus says, I go broke or get eaten. I'm good. See, so is that the scariest one, low-key? Nah, I still think number 2 was scariest, bro. Statue Man was crazy. Statue Man was crazy, dog. At least with the cat, I mean, I feel like I could work around, the whole feeding thing. Like, you could just, like, make, like, I don't know, give him his own room, obviously, right? And don't buy cat food. That's not very efficient. Find out some other food that he likes that you can get in massive bulk, right? And of course, that's going to be a monthly expense for you, like a huge bill, but hey, it's better than getting eaten if you don't give him cat food. That would be my workaround, but even still, it seems like a ticking time bomb. I don't want this walking around my house freely and ready to eat me if I don't feed it. Nah. Cat better be paying rent. I know that's right, too. Especially if I'm spending all this money on cat food. Definitely not. Eventually you will go broke if you keep feeding the cat. That's true. You just got to stay consistent with it, but it's going to be hard as hell to do that. And cats are very picky eaters, says Stretch. I agree. I don't know, though. If you have to live with these entities, I still think it's between 1 and 3 that are the best deals so far. I think 1 is probably the least scary. Even though it's creepy little couch goblins running around, that's probably still the least scary because they didn't say they were hostile. Number 2 and number 3 are supposed to be hostile. But let's see what number 4 is.
Box 4, the Mimic.
The Mimic.
This entity shapeshifts into regular everyday items in your home. It can be a clock, a book, a phone, a bottle, anything. At first sight, you will not be able to tell when something is the Mimic, but if you look closely, it will always have a slightly different color compared to the item it's mimicking. It doesn't like to be disturbed while it is mimicking an item. If you accidentally grab it without realizing it's the Mimic, it will get angry and crawl away from you, then shapeshift into something different. Do not disturb it too much or it can mimic something dangerous, such as a sharp knife, and try to attack you.
Oh no. No, that is I'm good. I am so good on that. Kogan says, isn't this a game mode in COD? Yeah, prop hunt. Yeah, it is. Low key. But nah, yeah, I mean, now that really puts it in perspective because like you really don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like where these props are. And like they're saying that like this mimic thing can basically mimic any household object, and you won't be able to tell the difference unless you really look close. And if you touch that object, it could potentially turn into something dangerous because that'll make it angry. It can turn into something dangerous like a knife and kill you. Again, seems like a ticking time bomb. I feel like there's ways around. I mean, you could like. So what I would do, me personally, I would do something smart, like have some sort of like sticker on all the original objects in the house. So that way I know if the mimic is mimicking something and it doesn't have that sticker on it, unless it mimics the sticker too, then I would be able to tell the difference. But if it can mimic everything about it, that's dangerous. Still, all in all, pound for pound, I think I'm going with the couch goblins. Couch goblins. And Kogan, let's just assume none of these things can be destroyed. Void says, what if it mimics Ace? Oh man, Ace is one of one. Trust me, I'd be able to tell if there was a clone of him. I'd be able to tell. As he's right in front of me, sleeping right now. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Herb says my final answer is the mini cleaning agents take some priorities off of me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would go with that too. I would go with that too. Yeah, easily one is the best, for sure, for sure. Chef Spicy Rice, what up, Chef Spicy Rice? Appreciate you for coming through. Ace is gonna kill the mimic. Ace would be right after them little couch goblins. I'll tell you that much. He'd be giving them hell. The cat, not so much. Not so much. Not so much. All right. So that was one. That was one liminal horror exercise. We're gonna do one more before we move into some more, serious stuff, and then we get into our messy stuff. Because that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Let's get into the second liminal horror story, and this is actually like a raw reaction. The first one I had actually seen before I came on, but this one I'm about to show you guys, we're all going to be watching this for the first time. So here we go. We got to pick a box again.
In 5 seconds, choose a random box. The box you choose will determine where you have to stay for a month.
All right, which one we choosing, y'all? First two same answers is what we going with. Which one we choosing? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Top left is 1. Top right is 2. Bottom left is 3. Bottom right is 4. Which one we going with? Void says 4. Which one we doing? Which one we doing? Okay, all right, there it goes. 4. That's 4. Herb says, what's going on with Kev on stage? We'll see. We'll see after this. We'll see after this. All right, we're going to go with 4. We're going to go with 4. So let's see what the first one is. And again, it's which place would you rather stay? Here we go.
Box 1. The abandoned supermarket. This supermarket has been deserted for decades. There is no power, so it is dark inside. However, you have a flashlight with you. If the batteries die, you can find more in the electronics section. The store is still filled with many different items. Sometimes mice can be found hiding out under large...
Yep, you lost me at mice. Nope. You lost me at mice. They probably about to get into some supernatural shit and all that, but nope, you got me at mice. I'm good. I'm all set on that one.
Objects in the aisles, so be cautious. The food aisles smell horrible. It is all mostly old, rotten, and filled with maggots.
There's mice and maggots in here, and this is where I have to lay my head.
Bugs such as cockroaches can also be seen around the food. However, there are some cans of food that are still good. Sleeping isn't hard to achieve. The break room includes a small couch for rest.
What y'all think about number 1? Void says mice are cool, rats are a no. I mean, to be honest with you, 2 cheeks are the same as. 2 cheeks are the same as, Void. I don't want to deal with either one. I don't. Void says bugs, the mice will be your best friends then. This is just going to be a whole ecosystem. There's a whole ecosystem of just critters. Yeah, I don't do bugs or rodents either, Chris. I mean, bugs not so bad, depending on the bug. But rodents, nah, I'm cool. I'm all set on that. All set. Kogan says, in what context? Apocalypse? That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think that they mentioned. I think they just said you got to live in here. They didn't mention any like supernatural shit. No ghosts lurking in the aisles or nothing like that. It's just an old abandoned grocery store. Not too bad. Not too bad. But let's keep going. Let's see what number 2 is. Void says it's an ecosystem. You're the apex predator. Mice meatloaf 7 days a week. Mice meatloaf is crazy. That is nuts, Void. I think I'd rather starve. Let's see what number 2 is.
Box 2, the neighborhood.
All right, nice little neighborhood. Okay. Nice little cul-de-sac here. Looking like the suburbs. Nice trees around. Let's see what they got.
This is a small neighborhood located in the middle of the forest. You have the whole block to yourself.
Oh, see? Nah, you already might have lost me. With the whole block to myself? all these houses, I cannot occupy them all at once, right? So if I'm living in one house, that means it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 houses that are just unoccupied. I don't know what's going on in them, and this is in the middle of the forest. We already starting off kind of bad. It looked good at first. We starting off kind of bad, though.
There are plenty of places to rest and plenty of food to eat. However, the dark one often lurks within the neighborhood. He has completely dark skin, but his eyes are normal. If you look in some of the family photos in the home...
Oh, no. This is actually terrifying.
Sometimes you will see him there in the background, barely noticeable. If he knows you are there, he will stalk you. He is active during the day, but much more active during the night. Don't let him get close. Keep the doors and windows locked with the curtains closed.
Yeah, I'm good on that one. I think I would prefer the first option. Give me the grocery store over living in this cul-de-sac. What's going on, Coach? I see you in the chat. What up, man? Give me the grocery store, the old abandoned grocery store, over living in this cul-de-sac, literally by myself. I only live in one of these houses. The rest of them are completely abandoned. And there's this dark, shadowy figure who can get into all of the houses. And if he sees you, he stalks you at the nighttime. Nah. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. Coach said, I'm out. Shoot, I ain't never going in. Shoot, I'm good on that one. Give me the grocery store. So between the first two, I'm picking the grocery store over this one. Let's see what number 3 is, though. See, even as Modi says hell no. If Modi says hell no, then yeah, you know it's not good. You know it's no good. Third one is the man cave. This should be interesting.
Box 3, the man cave. This is a large underground man cave that has everything you could want. There is a PlayStation, Xbox, a VR headset, and a pool table.
Okay, I mean, I'm liking it so far. You feel me? Got a pool table, nice couple of couches. They look like a bar in the back. Nice flat screen on the wall. Could watch my Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So far, so good.
There is also a snack bar stocked with plenty of food. For rest, there are comfortable couches to sleep on. It is safe here.
Wait, so what, that's it? That's it? Oh, yeah, I'm living there. That's a no-brainer. There's no. Okay, shoot. Let me spin it back. Make sure I didn't miss something. Did I miss something?
Plenty of food. For rest, there are comfortable couches to sleep on. It is safe here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Number 3 for the win. Number 3 for the win. Hey man, whoever chose that, then hey, you smart. I didn't see that coming. Somebody said no food. 3 are gonna starve. They said there was food though. They said there was snacks. Let me spin it back.
Closed.
They said it was snacks.
Box 3, the man cave. This is a large underground man cave that has everything you could want. There is a PlayStation, Xbox, a VR headset, and a pool table. There is also a snack bar stocked with plenty.
It just says plenty of food.
For rest, there are comfortable couches to sleep on. It is safe here.
I guess, I mean, you could run out of food. I don't know. They didn't say you were trapped in here forever, but I guess that is kind of like the theme of it. So, like, I guess it's like a ticking time bomb. You're going to run out of food eventually. You're going to be in isolation as well. But nah, I'm definitely choosing this over the first 2 options easily. Let's see what number 4 has, though. Remember, we picked number 4, so this is up. This is all us right here. It's all us. We picked number 4. We got to stick with it.
Box 4, the road in the forest.
Oh, see?
This is a long gravel.
You should have went with number 3.
Road in the middle of the woods. It's hard to tell when it ends. While traveling the road, you will occasionally pass abandoned structures. Some of them have snacks inside with places to rest. Sometimes sketchy people can be seen inside these structures. If you see them, stay away from them. If at any point you see someone following you, try to find another abandoned structure and hide somewhere inside. Hopefully they'll lose track of you.
Hopefully. Why did y'all have to pick number 4? Why couldn't y'all just pick number 3? Because now we gonna die. We in the woods on this long gravel trail with abandoned structures with mysterious figures hiding inside, waiting inside, lurking in there. Slender Man, like Zeke says, probably lives up in there. Whatever other supernatural forces. And you saying we got to stay away from them, or else they can hunt us down and kill. Nah, man, 4 is cooked. We should have went with number 3. If I had to rank them, number 3 is the best. Number 1 is the second best, the abandoned grocery store. Number 2 with the cul-de-sac, that one's a third. And well, I don't know, between the cul-de-sac, I don't know which works between number 2 and number 4. I would probably say number 4, because number 4, you're outside at all times. You are literally at Earth's mercy. You know what I'm saying? On top of these, these ghost-like figures and whatnot that's lurking in the woods. 4 and 2 are kind of similar, though. They are kind of similar. But yeah, you might be cooked. You might be cooked with all of them. You might be cooked with all of them. But 3 seems like the best option. Definitely seems like the best option. But okay, that was a lot of fun. I might start doing those more often. Sometimes we'll do some would you rather's. Sometimes we'll do some pick a box. We'll do some of that because that was fun. I like that. All right, let's move on to some. Well, let's just move on. Some lighthearted stuff here. I want to get you guys' opinions on this epidemic on TikTok that I saw. I was up late scrolling like I do sometimes. And I came across this woman who was living in this home. And this was not any just regular home. This was actually what they call a tiny home. And I was like, well, what the heck is a tiny home? But when I watched the video, I quickly realized what it was. And I got to tell you, I don't hate it. Now, look, I know what you're thinking. Right off the bat. Why would I want to live in a house where I literally have to duck down just to walk around my own bedroom? I get it, but let's keep watching. I about to say, but hear me out though. Like, I get it. Somebody said back pain. Glaucoma says back pain. I get it. I have scoliosis, so I probably wouldn't last 2 months in this place. But what I'm thinking though is like, this does look a little bit cozy, right? Let's say you want to take a solo, vacation, but not like a big extravagant vacation. You just want to get away somewhere. This could be like the perfect getaway house. You stay here for like a day or 2. You know what I mean? It look kind of cozy, low key. And see, look, the whole thing is not tiny. See how she's got this railing right here and she's tossing something over? The whole thing isn't tiny. So you can walk around some of this house here. Like when you're in the kitchen or the living room or whatever that room is in the back over there, it looks like you can just freely walk around. It's just the upstairs bedroom part that's kind of condensed and has the super low ceiling, which again, I ain't mad at it. So wait, y'all telling me this wouldn't be dope just as like a little getaway house for like a day or 2? You know what I'm saying? Just like a quick little vacay. I'm messing with it. I'm messing with it low key. And again, this is somebody who experiences back pain as well. You know, shoot. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's something about tiny spaces, smaller spaces that just feel a little bit more homey. You know, maybe I need to move to New York City or something like that so I can truly experience that. But something like this, I don't know. It feels like if I was going out, let's say if I was going out camping or something like that, and they had like little houses like these that I could stay in for a day or two. Man, sign me up. Sign me up. Sign me up, man. Kogan says maybe in my early 20s before I was married, had dogs or joint pain. No, I feel that too. I feel that too. I feel that too. Stretch says it's cool. I'll just stay down. Listen, yeah, that's another option. You could always sleep on the couch. She got a little dog in there too. I'm just saying it look kind of cozy to me. Just to me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't gotta agree, but just to me. But we're not gonna spend too much time on that. We're not gonna spend too much time on that. Let's get into some more serious topics, right? So I was on the internet and I was looking at this video of Kev on stage. And he was talking about the Golden Globes Awards that just happened not too long ago. And he was talking specifically about the movie Sinners and why he felt kind of slighted that Sinners didn't win more awards. As you guys know, the movie Sinners with Michael B. Jordan came out last year in 2025. And it was one of the biggest movies of the year. But it didn't win some of the biggest awards of the year at the Golden Globes. As a matter of fact, I think it only won the award for, like highest grossing movie. Then it also won the award for the best score. So the best soundtrack, like the music from the movie. But this one was, this take from Kev on stage was interesting to me. He talks about the weight of blackness and how it kind of affects our perception of how black people, of how black culture is perceived by the masses. So let's take a listen.
Been trying to figure out what's been gnawing at me this award season with Sinners and one battle after another, and I think I figured it out, and I think it's the weight of blackness. Bear with me, this will be a little bit longer video than I normally do. I was thinking about Sinners and why I wanted to win so bad, because it lost Best Picture and Best Original Screenplay at the Golden Globes, and I was like, why am I so invested? And I think it's because it carries such a cultural weight, and I think sometimes the voters probably can't get what that type of movie means to black people. First, on the it felt like Hollywood was against that movie. It was like, Ryan Coogler got this deal. He doesn't deserve it. What does it mean for movies if they give him back in deals? And then it was Variety, Sinners had a great opening weekend, and then Variety was like, I mean, they had a good opening weekend, but it still needs to make X amount of dollars to reach its budget. And it's like, oh, now I feel like this movie is versus Hollywood. And the movies don't usually carry that much weight. And then it's also the cultural weight of the movie. I feel like black people understand more. What I mean by that is I'm a church kid, so when I see a movie and it's a black movie and the church has a pipe organ, I know that doesn't culturally fit. I'm like, oh, y'all don't get blackness. It's probably like people from Chicago. If somebody was writing a movie or a TV show about Chicago and the characters are from Chicago and they were like, we're gonna go to Giordano's and eat deep dish pizza, you'd be like, that's not right, because we don't eat that. We eat thin crust on the daily and deep dish on special occasions or when people come to visit.
By the way, Taurus, you said you haven't seen the movie. You definitely got to check it out. Definitely got to check it out.
I think only people from Chicago can get that. And I think that's how the weight of Sinners feels. It feels like the voters don't get the weight of the movie, the blackness, what it means, how detailed it was, and all that type of stuff. So when they don't vote for it, it's because they might not see the weight that we see, but we also feel like the movie needs to be more for us, because when it wins, we win. And I think that's the same thing about Tiana Taylor's character in One Battle After Another. She actually won the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress, and black people, I see a lot of discourse basically tearing her down, we only win when it's a criminal or a hoe, or she played the Jezebel type. And I was like, I didn't even see that at all. I saw that.
I definitely kind of saw that in One Battle After Another. Tiana Taylor, played this revolutionary person. She was part of a revolutionary group or whatever, and she was fucking dudes and she was a savage. She was a savage, and she was only in the movie for like 20 minutes. So like when she left the movie, I kind of left with like, damn, like that was what we got out of Tiana Taylor. But she won an award for that.
That character as a flawed revolutionary. That was what Tiana Taylor was to me. She was, the reason she did what she did in the beginning was to embarrass Sean Penn's character. The reason she had sex with him was because it seemed like her only way out and to protect her people. And that character made that choice because it made sense for that character. Her parents wanted her to be a revolutionary, but she was always a runner. She wasn't a good mother. Like, she was a flawed character, and flawed characters are often the ones that are Oscar and Golden Globe nominated.
Well, that is true, but I feel like they're more so nominated when those flawed characters go through character development and they turn into something else, right? And you kind of grow with that character. That's what kind of gives people and these people who vote on these awards kind of like an affinity to those characters, right? Because you started off one way, but you had some sort of redemption arc, or you changed, or maybe it was for or the other way around. You started off like a goody two shoes, and then you ended up developing into a villain. We tend to get drawn to those characters because they reflect reality. They reflect like who we are. Like, we're not monolithic at all, in our personalities and how we change and how we grow. But for some reason, in the One Battle After Another movie, Tiana Taylor was just kind of like a degenerate for 20 minutes, and then we didn't see her anymore. And she won awards for it. Meanwhile, Sinners, which was a great movie, top to bottom, didn't win some of the highest awards.
Regardless of race, but as Black people, it's like we need our characters to be flawless, because Tiana Taylor's character isn't a character a lot of times. She carries the weight of Black people. So it's like, well, you want to celebrate this, that's what you think of us. And I think the voters are like, maybe, I don't know, that's a character. Or maybe that is what they think of Black people. But either way, it's the weight that her character has to carry for Blackness. I think a lot of times white actors don't carry that same way. It's like Will Ferrell can kiss another white man on the lips, and he's not representing the whole white community. It's like, oh, that's just Will Ferrell, frat boy humor, blah, blah, blah. But then when a Black actor plays a queer character that's really a character, it's like, you see how Hollywood want to demasculize the Black man? You always got to be gay or wear a dress. And it's like, Will Ferrell is acting as himself, and he doesn't have to carry the weight of whiteness. But a Black actor acting as a character has to carry the weight of Blackness.
That's a point right there. Points are being made from Kev on stage. What I'll say about that is that I think that has to do mainly with the minority effect. I think the reason why you can have a Will Ferrell, who of course is a white actor, amazing actor, by the way, why he's able to kind of like, quote unquote, be himself, be a little bit edgy, right? And nobody really lumps him in with the entire race of white people. Well, that's because white people make up the majority of this country. I think that with Black people making up only 13% of the population, our figures, like our celebrities and whatnot, Black celebrities, a lot of Black people look up to them, right? Because there's just not a whole lot of us. It's more scarce. Like, we're more scarce in that space, So like, yeah, we don't want to see, our trauma and our pain and suffering be put on the forefront. We want to see like the successful stories, right? And we want those to be brought to the forefront and get the most attention and the most praise. Not when we're, being dragged through the streets, or the woman is being a hoe, getting knocked up by whatever, I think that's kind of the difference there, or what he's trying to say.
And that's why I think this whole award season has been boiling down to me. A lot of times in media, it can never just be media. And I'm not even saying it should. It's just like it weighs so much. And then with these awards, too, I feel like as a Black person, we feel like when it wins, it validates all of us. When the movie that we think should win, whatever awards does, and when it loses, it says we lose too in this system. Because Sinners was amazing, original.
It was. Broke
records, a box office success. By all metrics of a movie, it wins. And the awards prove we also win. And I make it, even if I'm not in the movie industry, like at my job or whatever, because it seems like being Black in America is a struggle on the daily. So sometimes we want a little hope, and we put so much weight on all those things. So those are my thoughts.
I mean, I agree with most of what he's saying here. I agree with most of what Kev on stage is saying. Like, there is kind of like, you know, this kind of, again, like I said yesterday, like these parasocial relationships that we form with these celebrities, especially our black celebrities as black people, or it's the same thing if you are a Hispanic person or if you are an Asian person. Like, you want to see stories celebrate your culture and celebrate your race, as you should, right? As you should. I mean, it kind of shows that we're putting our best foot forward, right? And we're not all like the stereotypes that you know us to be. You know what I mean? That's what we want to see. So I want to see more. Personally, I want to see more movies like Sinners, with that production level and everything, because they're important. They're important. I was disappointed myself that they didn't win more awards. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the comments. Let's see here. Let's see. Asmodeus says, I get that. Black people should gravitate towards it like how I gravitate towards Shang-Chi. The thing is, Sinners was and is a really good movie, race removed. I agree. Some people might. There is the thing about, because the movie is fundamentally about, in a way, it's about, black people letting white folks into black spaces and how that can make everything go bad, and that might ruffle some feathers out in Hollywood. The people who vote on these things, they might not take too kind to that, and I think that that's probably one of the bigger reasons why a movie like that didn't get all the the acclaim that it should have gotten. Moving on here, let me see what else you guys got. Stretch says, I heard it's one of those things the owner of Variety owns some of the award shows too and skews things to his preference. Interesting. I didn't know that. As Modi says, it's to push a certain perception of black people that are not necessarily always true or even representative of the majority. And that's the sinister thing. That's what we really don't talk about, because I think that while I do agree, our black people's pain and trauma, it sells. Look at slavery movies and how well they do in the box office, especially in like the 2010s. And also look at Tyler Perry movies. They're not slavery movies, but they highlight a lot of black trauma, and those sell like hotcakes. They sell like crazy, right? Tickets flying off the shelves for those type of movies and, TV shows and things like that. So, yeah, but I mean, again, those tend to be very riveting, entertaining because they're triggering, right? Conflict sells at the end of the day. So like, while it may look better and it may feel better to see feel good stories about, black people or whatever race you are, it's more profitable to, make content about your trauma and things that'll get people triggered and get people talking, right? And get people angry, right? If you can incite an emotion out of somebody with your content, you won. And that's all it is, like creating conflict through content or showcasing conflict through content. That's really all it boils down to, because that is what makes the money. That's what makes the money. Says, bro, I hate Tyler Perry so much. He's the problem. Tyler Perry, I'm not gonna lie, his movies do be they do be interesting. They do be interesting. Let me see. What up, Mike? Mike M. Flock Gang in the building. One of our members here at the PRP channel. Salute to you. Let me see. Herb, my guy Herb says, I don't know, man. It seems like we need the BET Awards back and we need to support it continuously. We need to not undermine the significance of our award shows. While I agree with this, Herb, I think that starts with the people who are higher ups, the celebrities that are already there and have the opportunity to champion those type of award shows. The problem was with the BET Awards, black people thought they were too good for it. Black people thought that they were too good. I'm talking about specifically our black celebrities. A lot of them, especially the A-listers, they thought that the BET Awards was beneath them. So a lot of times they didn't show up. Even if they were winning an award, they'd have somebody accept it on their behalf. And, honestly, that kind of led to the the demise of it, because people started to see it as a joke. Like, hey, not even your this show is specifically supposed to be about your black stars, right? And celebrities. And the A-listers, the top of the top, the cream of the crop of your black celebrities aren't even showing up. So how is anybody else supposed to take this serious? And that creates kind of like a trickle down effect, because if you as a black person don't see your A-listers at the award that's made for at the awards that is made for black people, what are you going to then think about that award show? You're going to think it's cut rate, it's B-list and below, and you don't need to waste your time on it. And we do need to change that. We do need to change that. Torres says Clifton Powell said if he could go back, he wouldn't have done certain roles because people sometimes don't know how to separate the character from the person. So, it ain't just, oh, that's Will Ferrell. Yeah, some people box themselves into a character and, you're typecast for the rest of your career and you can never really escape that character. Will Ferrell is a legend because he's done a bunch of different roles, mostly kind of like similar roles, the comedy role, like the grown adult who's not like super mature role. That's what Will Ferrell's kind of capitalized on his entire career. But nobody really criticizes him for like Kev said in the video, or he showed in the video, for doing, I don't want to say weird things, but like just outlandish stuff out in public, But you're right. Some people don't know how to separate the art from the artist. We see that all the time in music. We see that all the time, pretty much everywhere. Pretty much everywhere. Asmodeus says this is going to trigger some people. Is it because people see it as the DEI award or something? I never followed it, but if it feels like a participation trophy, I get it. Asmodeus, I appreciate this comment because, I feel like a lot of people who are not, within the black community would think that. But I'll say no. It was not seen as a DEI award because, way before DEI and, affirmative action really came to the forefront of our politics and, what we talk about as a country, the BET Awards was around. The BET Awards was around. The Hip Hop Awards was around. And nobody looked at it as like a participation trophy. It was literally, like I said before, it was the minority effect, right? The problem was you had, the Grammys and you had the VMAs and all these other music awards who would seem to favor white artists. So when BET came along, it seemed like there was finally a space where black artists could exclusively get recognized for their accomplishments, and that's really what it was. And it wasn't like a DEI thing. I think when it comes to the whole DEI thing, that pertains more so to, I would say, the job market and things like that. I don't think it really pertains to award shows. But it is an interesting question that you asked there. But I'll still say no. Mike says, is what you said about the award show losing its prestige and the A-listers not going. Yeah. Looking at you, Beyonce. Looking at you. Void says, Diary of a Mad Black Woman has been played I don't know how many times in my household. Struggle films do well. They do very well. Because a lot of them are relatable. A lot of them, again, are overly dramatized, so that makes it even more entertaining. And a lot of them have, actors that we know and love. Interesting stuff. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. Everything you guys are saying is like so thought-provoking right now. I love it. But let's move on. We're already 54 minutes in, and we haven't even gotten to the mess yet. But we're about to. It's time to get a little messy, guys. You guys know the drill. We're going to start out with some mild mess. Okay? So nothing too crazy yet. But just some mild mess. You guys know who Tamar Braxton is? Tamar Braxton is a singer and songwriter from the 90s, 2000s. And she was recently on a podcast talking about how she is currently single, but she wants to be married. She feels like she's not married because she's kind of had this. She's healing from this quote unquote alpha woman mindset, and she's basically saying in so many words, this is why she can't get a man. Mind you, before we watch this podcast clip, Tamar Braxton is a very talented woman, very beautiful woman, you know, and I wouldn't imagine she would have any issues picking up on the type of men that she says she's looking for in this, but for some reason she can't find the perfect one. Although, by the way, she's been married 3 times. The longest marriage was 11 years. The shortest one was less than a year. And the other one was 2 years. And it was her most recent divorce was in 2024. But let's listen to Tamar Braxton, her story, and why she feels like she can't get a man. Again, here's the mess.
So does this show make you want to still get married?
Girl, yes, I am a wife. I am not no streetwalker. And I'm upset I'm still in the street. Like, what's going on?
Why are you still in the streets?
Because
I know your DMs are full. Are you just not wanting
full of
to
the
look?
right fertilization. There's not the right gas. Okay. I take premium. It's getting very much regular unleaded. Thank you.
Okay, so high standards, no problem with that. No problem with that. I mean, it's definitely okay to have high standards, especially as somebody who is, of her status.
Yeah.
What type of man is Tamar
A good
attracted
man.
to? What does that mean anymore?
A good. Let's start there. You find that, and then we can go down.
So she said she wants a good man. She didn't say anything. She just said, let's just start there. She just wants a good man.
She's like, it's tough out here. Really?
Yeah.
Just a good man.
Start with the good man.
I think people are, we talked about this, and we were saying that sometimes people might feel intimidated because you are a type of woman who knows.
Oh my God, that drives me crazy.
This is also true. Some men are intimidated by women who are of a certain status, a certain earning level, things like that, and have a certain, cachet or moxie about themselves. Some men are turned off or intimidated by that. But let's see what she has to say about it.
You want?
No. Listen, let me tell you something. There are so many successful women nowadays. I think it's irresponsible to entertain this conversation. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that is not a deficit in a relationship because your woman is balling and a boss.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? And we got to change that conversation. Like, no, you're not intimidated to come talk to me because I done bossed up and I got some money. That's what we're supposed to do.
But I don't think it's the money thing. I think it's just because you're very confident and guys know that they can't step to you halfway. It's got to be, baby,
yeah,
you
but
have your
I'm a
ducks in a
recovering
row.
alpha female.
She said she's a recovering alpha female. Interesting. Wow. Okay, let's keep listening.
See what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Recovering is the word.
So what does that mean? You want to be soft?
Yes.
Ooh.
I work at it every day.
Okay.
Yeah. I have no interest in being an alpha female. I don't know. I want to run my man. I don't want to go toe to toe with him. And I don't want that. No, I chose him because I feel like he can lead and guide and protect.
Yes.
Why am I challenging that?
That part.
I'm not doing that.
So you having to have been alpha female means that you were just in survival mode and you had to just take the lead.
Baby.
Because they wasn't leading.
And you know what? It is a blurred line. Like when you're running your own business or you're a single mother and you just got to get things done and you can't wait on anybody, But I believe that, having a spouse is a partnership. You have to wait on him.
Absolutely.
And it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
So, I mean, I don't think she's necessarily saying anything bad or wrong here right now. By the way, don't be blocking each other in the chat. I hope that's not what was going on. I'm kind of seeing some of the chat messages right now. Don't be blocking each other, man. We big family here. Y'all know what we do. But no, with Tamar Braxton here, I don't think she's making some valid points. She said that she doesn't like the argument of, men feeling intimidated by successful women. She doesn't like that concept or that idea, which I don't like it either. But I do think that, like, in the natural order of things, I don't think most men would prefer the type of entitlement and attitude that comes with some women who have that sort of status. Again, not to say that that's wrong or that's bad, but it's just it can kind of be off-putting to some men, And she says she wants to get out of this alpha woman phase and become more soft and more accepting, and vulnerable and things like that. I will say this, though. I mean, an all camo fit, not really giving that. Just want to say that the all camo fit, not really giving soft and vulnerable and welcoming woman. It's just not, right? But that's besides the point. That's besides the point.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so fellas, I don't know what you're waiting on. Hello, she's here. She's ready.
But not just any fella. Thank
No,
you.
not just obviously. If you're paying attention, it's not just any fellas. You got to
don't say fellas, because not all of y'all.
Men.
Some of y'all stay right there and be blessed in the spirit. Okay?
A man of God, a good man, someone who
We're
can
gonna start
lead.
there. Those are the bases.
She's like, so you don't even have to be attractive.
Whoa.
She said, "Whoa there."
You said you would have start there. What if they're not attractive? Can you overlook that?
Well, I'm not having any babies.
Wait, what?
What? Tamar.
She's trolling. She got to be trolling now. It's one of those things you don't want to seem shallow by saying, oh, yeah, looks matter. But let's be completely 100% honest right now. Looks do matter. Looks are the number one thing that just gets your foot in the door. Right? So you can't really say that, you're not caring about looks. Looks is what even gets you interested in if, okay, is he a good man? Is he a good father, whatever. You got to have the looks first. That's what gets you your foot in the door. So no need for her to be disingenuous about that. But what I want to say about this is this, because she kind of rambles on for the last minute and I won't show the rest of it. It's just you have to be, I think that women of a certain status, if you make a certain amount of money and you are deemed as like a headstrong alpha woman sort of thing, you have to be able to turn that on and off. There has to be a switch. And it's very, very hard to kind of move that way, because what you do for a living requires you to be this boss, requires you to be headstrong. Back at my old job, I had a boss who was a woman, and she was very, very tough. A tough cookie, as tough as they come. You know what I mean? Older woman. She was wildly successful, right? I believe she was a millionaire. But she was really, really tough. And I used to wonder, because I knew she was married, I used to wonder, like, I wonder how she is when she's at home. Like, is she like this with her husband? And like, does she, not talk down on him, but like talk at him and boss him around, tell him what to do? Because it just seems like it would be very, very hard to like flip that switch at a moment's notice when you walk through your front door. But every time I used to hear, because I was this woman's assistant, every time I used to hear her in her office talking to her husband, she was always so sweet and soft. You know what I mean? I just was like, dang, like, how is she able to, turn that part of her off when she's talking to, her husband, her family and stuff like that. But when she's in here, she snaps it right back on. That is a hidden talent. There's nothing wrong with being an alpha woman, an alpha female. I totally think that sort of thing exists, especially in 2026. You can be a boss, you can make a bunch of money, and that's fine. But when it comes to your family and how you treat them, you have to be able to tell the difference in, okay, this is my husband, this is my family. I'm going to treat them. I'm going to be soft. I'm going to be inviting, warm, welcoming. But at work, I got to be cutthroat. That's okay. That's okay. It's about having a range. It's about having a. Said it's a glitch. Hold on. There's a glitch. Why is there a glitch? What are we glitching? What's the glitch? Oh, you guys can't see each other's comments. It's probably because some of you guys are on the one channel, some of you guys are on the other channel. So if you wanted to see everybody's comments, I think that they all come through to the feed on the bottom of me right here. But with that being said, though, you know what I think I'm gonna do, guys? I think I'm gonna go ahead and fully switch us over to the Sutton Reactions channel sooner rather than later. That way we can all be in one comment section. So now it's more important than ever to go subscribe to Sutton Reactions, the official YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Shoot, maybe as early as tomorrow. That way we're all in one chat. we're all in one chat, because I don't think anybody has anybody blocked. You guys might just be in different chats, right? And you guys know the only reason why I was doing this on PRP was because a lot of you guys were already on PRP. I wanted to make it easy for you guys at first, and then slowly have you guys transition over to the official Sutton Reactions YouTube channel. But since the chats are kind of getting split up right now, I don't want that. I want you guys to be all in here, us one big happy family, having one conversation. Nobody has each other blocked. We all respect each other's opinions and things like that. Because again, big family. Go subscribe to Sutton Reactions YouTube channel. It is the link in the description underneath this video on PRP. Herb says subscribe to Sutton Reactions or get jumped. No, ain't nobody getting jumped. You might get left behind because it's not gonna be on PRP anymore. But check it out on Sutton Reactions YouTube channel. But yeah, to finish up this topic though, I saw somebody put in the chat. Let me see. Who said that? Herb says she has a big personality for sure, but we also don't know what she has going on in her personal life. That's true too. Again, she has been married 3 different times. One of the times she got, I think it was from her longest marriage, from like 2008 to 2019, I want to say. She said there was like emotional abuse, and I think there were even some physical abuse allegations in there too. So I don't doubt she's been through a lot with a couple different men, you know, and maybe she's just trying to find that perfect man. Problem is, you're not going to find that. You're not going to find the man who checks every single box on every single day. Just like if you're a man, you're not going to find the perfect woman who checks every single box on every single day. You're going to have to compromise. And a lot of people have a problem with that, especially people of her status, men and women. You know, if you feel like you live and you lead the perfect lifestyle for yourself, you won't accept anything lesser at any given time from another person, from a partner. And that's part of the challenge with like having that sort of status. Like, not everybody is going to be as airtight as your business, as whatever business you're running. People are flawed, you know, and you got to be able to, you got to love every piece of people. You got to love their flaws too. Got to love their flaws too. And for some people, it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that. It's like how when guys say he's an alpha, it's usually because they have some kind of insecurity. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely can be some insecurity attached to it. Let's move on, guys. Let's keep the mess going. Keep the mess going. Let's see this. All right. So, which one was this? All right. So this one was, this one's kind of funny. This one is really messy. Really messy. I've never put one of these videos on here before. I've never reacted to one of these videos, but this will be the first time. This is from one of those pop the balloon challenges, right? Pop the balloon to find love. This woman was asking one of the guys, one of the contestants, what she would do in this hypothetical situation. Let's take a listen.
Okay, so I have a scenario question. Let's just say I'm mad at you, you done pissed me off, you done did something I don't like, and I end up blocking you, meaning on the phone, social media, everything. Are you gonna try to get in contact with me right away? Or are you just gonna be like, I'm just gonna give her a day or two and she'll come back to me?
First of all, if I see I'm blocked on the phone, it could be many reasons for that. So I'm going for your social media. If that's blocked too, that's it. It shouldn't be no reason why.
They want to be chased.
Like a woman.
You can try text app numbers. You can try to do a Finsta. You can call my mama.
How long y'all been together in this scenario? How
It
long?
don't matter if we together for 3 to 5 business days or we've been together for 2 years.
Oh, nah. See, yeah, she tripping. She tripping. She looking for that 2000s R&B kind of love, where you just on your knees begging in the rain outside of her house. This is not what the kids, well, this is what the kids call applying pressure. But I ain't with it. I ain't with it. I ain't with that. You know, if you got to block me and you're expecting me to download a free texting app to text you from an anonymous number or find a roundabout way to email your work email or something, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Because it's really, that gives to me, you're an attention seeker. Right? You just want to feel longed after. Like, you want to feel sought after. which is okay. Everybody wants to feel that way to a degree. But if you're saying this to like a prospective, love partner, right, which is what the show is all about, that raises a huge red flag in my book. Because like, what happens when, we have an argument, maybe you don't block me, but then maybe you start entertaining some of the guys that are in your DMs on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, because you like attention. It's a no-no for me.
You ain't know your stalker shit? You ain't know your...
Never.
What's the reason you popped, though?
I only popped it because I just shouldn't have a reason to block anybody. If I feel like I gotta block somebody, then it's just a no for me anyway.
That ain't got nothing to do with him. Like,
yeah, like what? What is she talking about? He wasn't the one who said he wanted to get blocked. Like, what are we talking about?
She said if she blocked him, like, it ain't, that wasn't his question. Like, he ain't had nothing to do with that.
I'm just saying, if I have to block somebody, then it's a no for me.
I agree with you, but that wasn't me.
All right, bro. This is not your type right here?
Oh, nah. I told y'all I was going to get messy. Nah, they was tripping. They really threw me off how the last girl, she's like, yeah, if I feel like I got to block you, then we don't need to be together. It's like he said nothing about wanting to be blocked from you or doing something to get blocked. Like that was the girl before you her question to him, right? I don't know. That was crazy. Chris says, I'm convinced the people on these shows just want to be on camera. She sounds crazy. Yeah, because I don't watch these shows typically. Sometimes I see the clips online, and I really wonder, does anybody ever leave these shows like as a couple? And do any of those couples last like long term? Do any of these couples end up getting married, starting families? I don't think so. All I've ever seen is like the conflict and the drama from it. But yeah, but again, clout is a hell of a drug, because there's one thing to like go on camera just to be on camera, right? Or I'll say it's one thing to go on camera if you're going to get paid pretty handsomely to do so. But to go on camera just to be on camera, again, man, we live in a attention-seeking society, and clout is a hell of a drug, right? It's a hell of a drug. Let me see. Herb says she was never interested in me. Rather, she was interested in what I do. Let me see. I'm sorry, but we got to, as a culture, leave that behind for real. I have learned where I was chasing a shawty because I liked her, and she ended up never responding. Some people just like being chased. They just love being chased. It makes them feel validated. It makes them feel more attractive, right? These are natural things to want, right? Attention, validation, and stuff like that. But when you're just so blatant about it, it gets kind of nasty. As Modia says, man, so many women have done that to me, blowing up my phone for attention and validation with nothing else. Eesh. Chris says, though I did have a one-time email me on my work email once, I've never let anyone else know my place of employment since. What did you get back with him, Chris? Did you get back with him? Did him emailing the work email, did that get you riled up? You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. It's like it makes you feel good, or it makes her feel good in this video that somebody would want her or love her so much that even if she blocked them through text and social media, they would still find a way. They would use their resources, use their brain power to find a way to get in contact with you and communicate with you. I guess, right? Chris said, F no. He got blocked after that. Love it. Yeah. Clout can also get you paid. Look at Kim Kardashian. Yeah, that's the model right there. Yeah, that's messy. It's messy. And she switched employers. There you go. Stretch 52 says, Glasses Malone spoke about this, and he said, we are headed towards Hunger Games as a society with the way networks are using us for entertainment and attention. That's interesting. Headed towards the Hunger Games. I would wonder what he really meant by that. What did he really mean by that? Stretch, if you can get me that clip, that'd be great. Maybe we can bring it up at a later time or a later date. But that's interesting. I want to know what he means by a Hunger Games as a society, because I'm trying to picture how the two kind of correlate with the way networks are using us for attention or for entertainment and attention. I mean, we're already kind of see it like these attention games being played. It's like the attention Olympics. That's all these pop the balloons. Honestly, that's all social media is. It's just an attention Olympics. And the fact that there's so much money being dumped into, content creation and influencers and stuff like that, it's literally just a race to see who can get the most attention the fastest, right? Because that's directly correlates and translates into income. So the more and more that, that becomes a bigger industry, yeah, I mean, I can see us forming into a society where literally that is the new 9 to 5, right? I think Duke Dennis is a streamer, and he talked about this sometime on a stream. I saw a clip of it recently. He said that, I don't get why anybody has a 9 to 5 anymore when you could just be a streamer. He said he made like $500,000 on his last stream, and like it don't make sense how people could work a 9 to 5 job. It's like quick, fast, and in a hurry. We're going to be headed for, that type of society where the number one most sought after career is streaming. Hell, what I'm doing right now. I find it fun. I've been doing this since I was 10 years old, making videos and stuff like that. We got to look at some of my throwback YouTube videos. They're actually pretty funny. Maybe on another episode, but no, I mean, if you ask most children today in school, like, so let's say like 5th grade through 10th grade, grades 5 through 10, ask them what they want to be when they grow up. I guarantee you at least half of them will say content creator, influencer, streamer, something of the like. At least half of them. And there may be more. It may be more. But it's a race for attention nowadays, because we see that not only can attention get you validation and notoriety and respect and love and adoration, but it can also get you paid. So that's where we're headed. So maybe I just talked through it myself right there of what Glasses Malone said about it. But, let me see. Herb says, Stretch, I feel like he meant like as a society, the comparison, the attention, and the financial gain is what's killing us for real. Yes, that's what I said. The financial gain, that's what's, that's what's doing it. That's what's doing it. Because that incentive kind of like, it justifies it. As Modi says, I hate the idea of putting myself online like that. I'm quirky and I'm not trying to be judged by my experiences. Example, dealing with a poltergeist. I feel that. And some days, like, I don't want to put myself online either. And it kind of comes full circle here, because like the support and the validation that you can get from like building an online community, kind of like me and Alex have built with this channel, or Purple Rain Podcast specifically, it's rewarding. I don't know which one of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs that fulfills, but it does feel rewarding, and this has been a passion of mine since I was a kid, since I was a little kid, and it just happens to be a booming industry nowadays, like content creation and all that stuff. So maybe I just got a little bit lucky, and hopefully, prayerfully, Alex and I can take our channels to the next level. That would be awesome. But it's not for everybody, though. It's definitely not for everybody, and it does get exhausting. Like yesterday, I was on stream. You guys know I was on stream for Sutton Reactions yesterday morning. I was on stream for the Steve Bisciotti and Eric DaCosta press conference. Then after that, I was on stream with Coach, Sip to Tally Films. I did probably like a combined 5 hours of streaming yesterday. And when I went to bed, I was exhausted. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, why am I tired right now? Like, why am I tired? I didn't have to do anything else yesterday. All I did was stream and like make content, but I was exhausted afterwards, like mentally. So it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And that's why I say like, that's another reason why it's not for everyone, because it can be mentally taxing. Let me see what else you guys got. Chris said I watched them all. I was exhausted too. Appreciate that, Chris. Appreciate that. Let me see. Oh, Asmodeus is smoking it right now. He says COVID fucked it up even more with a lot of younger folks not being allowed to attend school in person for several years. That's true. That's true. Because content creation exploded over COVID. It exploded, right? Like you could any sort of like content creation business or just overall business, if you were selling something, people were buying because everybody was at home. Kids, of course, were out of school, right? So they just had all day to sit at home on their iPhones, their iPads, their computers, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I totally agree, Asmodeus. I totally agree. Save the kids, man. I heard the school systems aren't doing it like they used to for the kids. It's tough. It's tough. Herb says, I'm feeling more than ever to create a niche or find one myself and to have a support system within my friends. Do it, man. Do it, man. I totally recommend it. I recommend it. Or at least try it out. At least try it out. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Let's move on. Continuing with the mess here. Hour and 20 minutes in. Loving every minute of it. It's been a great episode so far. Make sure you guys like this video. Subscribe to the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. But most importantly, go ahead and subscribe to Sutton Reactions. Link is in the description if you're watching through PRP. As soon as tomorrow, we're not going to be streaming on PRP anymore. No more streaming on PRP because I want everybody in the same chat. So make sure you please subscribe to Sudden Reactions. Turn on the notifications so you'll see when we go live. Appreciate that. All right, let's take a look at this video here. What do you guys know about the friend zone? What do you guys know about the friend zone? This video mentioned this girl who, wanted to go to the gym, and she ended up going to the gym with this guy, and she apparently, I guess, friend zoned him and then got mad about it. Let's see.
So I just walked out on a man in the middle of our workout at the gym because he tried to play in my face. Now, to give you a little backstory, this man has been following me. I met him once a while ago. He's been following me. I made a post about needing to get back in the gym and how I'm being inconsistent. He was like, I can help you. I took him up on the offer. He's cool. I was like, okay, cool. Let's just be gym buddies. That's it. Like, I need somebody to hold me accountable, and that's fine. So we did go work out. Everything was cool. The first time we worked out, it was good. I was like, hey, you want to do this again? Like, it was cool. Now, after the workout session, he did express romantic interest. Do I know that men are attracted to me? Yes. I'm not stupid doodle dumb. But does that mean I'm about to be with you, date you? No, we're just doing the gym thing. I very much keep men at an arm's length and a distance at all time.
That's good.
But he was like, if you ever want to go on a date, I am feeling.
Definitely set those boundaries for sure. Definitely set those boundaries.
I was like, I know you were attracted to me because, again, I'm not stupid. But I'm like, let's do the gym thing. I think.
Giving a little conceited, but okay.
I think this is good. I'm not really looking at, date right now. We're just going to be gym buddies. So we're in the gym today, right? We're doing our workout. Everything's going well. And then there was this woman that approached him. So I don't say nothing. I just kind of looked at her. Now, she did look my way, and she was like, hey, I saw you. And I was like, oh, my God, that's my dad. Turns out the woman is his daughter. Now, we had just talked about the daughter. I think the first time we worked out, we talked about the daughter. So I'm familiar with her. She's not familiar with me, right? So they're having about a 3-minute conversation. They chopping it up, as they should. But at no point during this conversation did he even look over to me, or did he even say, oh, hey, that's my friend Sheila. We're working out. Simple. We're gym buddies. All you could have did was introduce me. But you didn't. So she walks away, and he kind of seems like we're about to continue this workout. To which I got off the machine, and I was like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable with that. I felt very unseen. Like, we're platonic friends, and you could have just introduced me. Now, you did express romantic interest, and with you having romantic interest, you should have for sure introduced me.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. So, you firmly placed him in the friend zone box, but then you get jealous when he goes off and talks to another woman while you guys are at the gym, and this woman happens to be his daughter, and you felt as though he should have introduced you to her because he was romantically interested in you. but you weren't romantically interested in him, and you made that clear that you weren't romantically interested in him. And I don't even see how this relationship is super platonic yet. It really just seems like we're just acquaintances who are just going to the gym and holding each other accountable. Because she didn't say that she had some sort of long history with this man as a platonic friend or anything like that. So why is she expecting? Let me keep listening. Maybe I'm missing something.
Which lets me know, like, are you hiding something? You ashamed of me? Because I'm that girl. What you got to be ashamed of? What you hiding me for? I can't be hidden. I show up too big. I thought about interjecting myself, but why would I do that? This is your daughter. You two were having a conversation. You could have just simply turned to me and said, hey, this is Sheila. This is so-and-so. You know? So it lets me know.
Which he could have done in theory, like especially if she was standing right there. Could have just been like, hey, this is my friend, such and such. Takes 2 seconds to introduce them, and then you go on about your business. And maybe he was feeling a certain kind of way from you rejecting his advances before. So therefore, out of spite, he might have said, you know what? In this situation where like I'm hanging out with my daughter, yeah, I'm going to talk to her for some minutes at a time, and I'm not going to introduce the two. Even though I'm here with this woman to work out, and I'm putting our workout on pause to go talk to my daughter. It being her daughter makes it very, very tricky. But I can kind of see it both ways here. But at the same time, nah, girl, you set that boundary. You can't be mad. You got to stay on that side.
No, you're not ready for me. If we were to date, you're not the type of man that I need you to be because.
Well, see, now you're talking hypotheticals. If we were to date, you said that you keep men's at arm's length. You were not attracted to this man. You did not want to be with this man. You wanted him strictly to work out with you. So just you got to let that one roll off the shoulder, sis.
Because if you expressed a little romantic interest in me, there was no way that you shouldn't have introduced me to your daughter. You're not trying to for whatever reasons. I don't have time to figure out why. I don't care the reason why. I'm gone. Because you asked me to be here. You reached out to me. You were like, hey, I'm at it about working out with you. If it was platonic, it could have been an introduction. Either way, I don't play that game. So I left. It looks like I will be going back to work out by myself. But I'm.
So, okay, let me let her finish.
If you couldn't stand up and be a man and be a leader and just introduce in the friend stage, there's no future with us. And if it really were friends, if we truly were friends, you could have introduced me. So I don't know what the game is, but.
This is one of those instances of like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? If you made it clear to this dude after he already made advances towards you, if you made it clear that, hey, look, like, no, we're strictly here to work out. I'm not trying to get romantically involved with you at all. In fact, I want to keep you at arm's length. Those are her words, not mine. So why is it a problem for him to keep you at arm's length when it comes to his family, right? When it came to romance, you said, nope, absolutely not. It's strictly this and not that. We're working out. We're not doing anything else. And he said, okay, cool. So why do you feel entitled to be meeting people that he knows, especially his family? That's entitlement. Glaucoma says she knew the man was into her before they went to the gym. Maybe. And she kind of like, I don't know why people do this, where they create this boundary that they know is not going to be upheld. They know they're not going to uphold this boundary, but they're creating it for now. It's like a temporary boundary. It's like maybe one day we can get to this point, but for now, absolutely not. But at the same time, you better be doing things, dropping hints to let me know that I can let this boundary down with you. And maybe that's where her problem is. But if that's the case, you got to be upfront and tell that man from the get-go, hey, look, I'm not looking for a romantic relationship right now. Maybe one day down the road we could, talk about something like that. But for right now, I'd really prefer it if we just, stayed platonic and just worked out together. Then it's cool because you still left the door open. But don't completely slam the door shut right from the get-go and then press your ear up against the door like, okay, well, what does he really got going on? Because I really want to know. No. Walk away from the door. You don't care, remember? It's weird. It's weird to me. Asmodi says she knows what the game is and she played herself. Yeah. Herb says her feelings got involved. Let me see. Chris M says, unnecessary. When you're his friend, his daughter does not need to know you. Keep up with your leg presses, lady. I see you, Chris. That was funny. Chris says you set the boundary romantically, and he set the one with his kid. That's my whole point. As Modi says, she saw a younger and prettier woman who got familiar with him, and it messed with her ego. Also very possible, because she did keep saying at the beginning of the video, she said like 2 or 3 times, like, yeah, I know men are attracted to me. I'm not dumb, whatever. It's like, okay, all right, I feel it. So that maybe that did kind of trigger her a little bit. Who knows? I think, again, at the end of the day, she set that boundary. And she tried to peel that layer back at the last second. Like, wait a minute. I know I said I didn't want you in any way, shape, or form, but that doesn't mean that you can't introduce me to your family. Why would you not introduce me into your family if you're interested in me? Well, because you said you weren't interested in me. So why do I need to, mix the two? This is purely business, what we got going on here, right? I'm holding you accountable for the gym. You're holding me accountable for the gym. That's it. There's nothing else to it. But clearly she wanted more. Ismodia says, so many girls do this too. They keep men around as backup plans, thinking they're going to chase/simp until she says yes. That's why so many get up on the internet like her and be like, why men suck. This is a messy topic, guys. But I think the illusion of having options is something that a lot of people cherish, So like, even if you don't like that girl or you don't like that guy that follows you on Instagram and they're constantly in your DMs and liking your posts and stuff like that, even if you don't like them, you'll still keep them around, right? You won't block them or anything like that because you like the attention. It goes back to the last conversation I think we had. You like the attention. You like the validation. You like keeping them at arm's length, right? But when they cut that off, it feels like they took something from you. Like, why do you no longer want to validate me? Like, it's one of those things. And gender wars are very childish. Very childish. We need each other. That is the message that we need to disseminate. We need each other more than ever, to be honest with you. But like you said before, Herb, I think we're headed for a society where it's only going to get nastier and nastier with this type of stuff. Which is another reason why we need to talk about some of these topics so we can make some sense out of it and push healing into our communities. Because there's a lot of animosity right now. And I know a lot of it only really exists on the internet. In real life, I think most women are great. Most men are great. Mostly. But on the internet, you always see, again, the conflict. You always see the mess. You always see the worst of the worst. We need more positive examples. I'll work on bringing that to you guys. Okay. What else we got? I think that might have been it. Oh, I found this one interesting. I saw somebody having a debate online about body surgery and stuff like that, and why men or why women get body surgery. This new thing is height surgery for men, where men are getting surgery to get taller, right? To, I guess, impress women or feel better about themselves and things like that. And, with women, a lot of them, maybe get their bodies done, maybe get a BBL, stuff like that. And somebody posted this video in this thread that I was reading through that kind of explains the truth behind why people get these surgeries, specifically why women do the whole BBL thing. Found it interesting. Wanted to bring it here. I know we have some women in the chat would love to hear from on this one, but let's take a look.
What if you look like a fridge though?
So what?
You don't like it?
Okay, this is what I've realized, yeah, and this might be a hot take, yeah. As I've been on my journey of modesty, yeah, the reason why we are now obsessed with our bodies, yeah, is because the clothing nowadays is spandex, it's tight fitting. You have to have the body to wear the clothes.
Okay.
And on Fashion Nova or Pretty Little Thing, they don't say body sold separately.
Yeah.
So then you put it on your fridge, it doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
Not the fridge is crazy. But no, I've seen a lot of women say this though. the clothing that is sold for women is for a very specific body type a lot of times, and that can lead to people feeling insecure about their bodies, which I think is messed up. But let's keep listening.
The body is what's for sale. Clothing nowadays is meant to actually expose. I genuinely feel like this is a hot take, and I've never said it before, yeah? When you actually put on clothes and dress modestly, and no one gets to see if your bum is a fridge or if the bum is big, it neutralizes. Modesty is the most female empowering thing for every woman. Because the only reason we're now obsessed with our bodies is because we're showing it more. Of course,
that is true. That's true.
Gonna compare, it looks like before, back in the day, a bum is a bum. We go to women go to the toilet with their bums. It's just a bum. It's made to cushion you while you sit down.
I want a big one though. I do.
Why?
Do you know what? Yeah, I go gym regularly. Yeah. When I'm banging those hip thrusts, it's not for free. Like I want the bum.
Okay, but why do you want the bum?
I don't know. Good question. Why do I want a bum? Because it's juicy.
For who?
For me.
Do you get to touch your bum?
Yeah, touch that.
You touching your bum at
No,
night?
I lift it to see
At
how
night,
heavy it is.
occasionally.
What do you mean?
Like at night, just to be touching.
No,
your
it's not
bum.
even. I don't think it's about me lifting it.
You want to feel it back there?
No, I feel like when I have a nice bum, you caught me.
All about the clothes, huh?
Your clothes.
My clothes fit better.
Okay.
Interesting. Says it's not your body, it's the clothes. Get some new ones. Interesting. But no, I think some points were being made there. I do think that a lot of the clothes made today are meant to reveal, not to cover up, because I think being revealing comes with more, what's the word of the day? Attention, validation, adoration. And I've never had an issue with somebody looking at their body and saying, you know, I want to make a change, so I want to go get surgery. Do you? Right? But I think that it's also important to be truthful and honest with yourself on why you want to get that done. They mentioned here because the clothes are being made for, you know, those type of bodies. So, and then of course, what you see, everybody's chasing a certain image on social media and trying to mimic that image because those images are often associated with like lavish lifestyles, right? You know, lots of money, vacation, all that sort of stuff. But it's all a facade, is what I'm really here to say. And it's kind of like, it kind of goes back to the last topic and why we need more healing. Because social media, at the end of the day, is a drug. Right? Clout and attention is a drug. And the quicker and sooner that you can get off of that drug and just love yourself for who you are, the happier you will be. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. Promise you. Asmodia says BBL equals big beautiful lady. Chris says, I have a BBL built by the Lord. I love that. I love that. I love that. Built by the Lord. Asmodia says, height can be a discriminator, but it's not the end all be all. I'm 5'6", and I've been rejected for being too short. I don't let it bother me anymore, though. And that's good. I mean, when you love yourself and you start to move with intention, like intentionally confident, right? And you protect your own peace, you're going to be, you're a magnet at that point. You're a magnet at that point. I feel like a lot of people just want somebody who is just, you know, unapologetically themselves and also just a good person. You know, everything else I think is superficial. Of course, looks get your foot in the door, like I said before, but they don't make anything last. They don't make anything last. Let me see. Glaucoma says everyone's trying to compete with each other. Yeah, it's an attention race. It's an attention race. I saw somebody say that some women get those surgeries because they feel like they're losing, right? Which means that they're in competition with other women. I'm like, in competition for what exactly? Is it for that lavish lifestyle that you see the girl with 300,000 or 1 million Instagram followers living every day? Or like, what is it? You know, 'cause I think it's a little bit more than just the clothes. Just a little bit more. World Class, what up? You late, man. You late. We already almost 2 hours into the episode, man. We talked about a lot too. Talked about a whole lot. Tori says, LOL, my fault, y'all. I was on the PRP channel. Yeah, make sure y'all come over to Sutton Reactions, man. If you're still on PRP, hit it in the description. The link is in the description of Sutton Reactions. Because guess what? Tomorrow, I'm making it official right here, right now. Tomorrow, we will not be streaming on PRP. At least not Sutton Reactions. Of course, we're going to do me and Alex. We got an episode tomorrow. But Sutton Reactions will be exclusively on the Sutton Reactions YouTube channel. So if you want to tune in tomorrow and going forward, make sure you go down to the description and click on the link and subscribe and turn on the notifications. But yeah. Tori says, I had no clue you had another channel. Yeah, man. And that's my thing. I want to get everybody in the same chat because I know the chats are split if you're watching on PRP or if you're watching on Sutton Reaction. So I want everybody in the same chat. That way we're having the same conversation all together with each other. Let me see. Stretch says, had to do some digging, but found the clip of Glasses Malone. Send it to you with the context of what they were talking about. Check it out later when you get a chance. Appreciate that. We'll definitely be bringing that back up. And I still want to do that Try Not to Laugh challenge. I'll still do that. World Class says, there's been a lot of drama on YouTube today in my sector. What drama? What's the tea, y'all? Somebody give me the tea. What's going on? Where's the drama at? Do I know about it? Don't want to be too messy though. I mean, while we talking about the mess, you feel me? Might as well bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Might as well. They did you dirty over there. Over where? Are you talking about Taurus in the vault? Is that what y'all talking about? Taurus on the vault. They blocked you, Taurus. Bobby and Sarah? Not Bobby and Sarah. They put you out? That's crazy. You know we would never do that to you over here, Taurus. Oh, my gosh. Still blocked. Dang. Outside of the Ravens, Jay Mills diss track's been on my feed. Who is Jay Mills? I don't know who that is. Chris said he don't need to be over there anyway. That's the thing about the Ravens YouTube community. I mean, if you don't like one content creator, there's like a dozen more, you know. Bobby and Sarah are doing their thing over there. Bobby has been on our channel before, I think last season. I've never personally had a problem with Bobby or Sarah. I've had an opportunity to speak with Sarah once on Jason's channel. Seemed cool, you know. But I don't know. They carry their show how they carry their show. I don't know what happened. But World Class says he's blocked on the vault too. Corey Holcomb snapped on Anton Daniels, if you didn't know. I actually did see that. Should we react to that? I don't know what they were doing, but let me see if I can find that really quick. Chris says, don't do it again, Sutton. Now, Riot. Oh, man. You know, I stay out of it. My name is Sutton. I don't want nothing to do with it. That's all I'm going to say. Let me see something here. Oh, wait. J. Cole just dropped something? Uh-oh. Hold on now. The fall off. Wait a minute. February 6th, J. Cole's dropping a new album. I like that. I like that. I like that. J. Cole announces new album, The Fall Off, set for February 6th release. That's going to be fire. That is going to be fire. Let me see. Corey Holcomb. Anton Daniels. I heard it was something about a fight or something. Let's see. Let's see. This is a clip. All right, let's download it. Let's download it. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing a little live upload so we can watch this together. I don't know what happened. I'm going into this completely blind. And then after this, I promise we're going to wrap up the stream. It's already noon. At least where I'm at. All right, let's see. Let's go back over here. Gonna mute this.
Oh, what? You don't like it? Okay, this is what I've realized, yeah. And this might be a hot take, yeah.
All right, get that out of there. Let's pull this up here. Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb. I don't know too much about Corey Holcomb. I know a little bit about Anton Daniels. He low-key is low-key part of that manosphere, you know, vibe, that movement. You know what I mean? All right, let me full screen it for you guys. Let's see, because I want to see this. Did they actually throw fisticuffs? We're going to find out. Before we do, let me see the chat. What chat talking about? World Class says, J. Cole album should be called How to Duck a Fade. I'm sure he's going to address that on his album. Because as you guys know, I mean, what World Class is talking about, you guys know J. Cole, he bowed out of the Drake and Kendrick, and what was him, supposed to be him, like the big three beef, and it just became Drake and Kendrick after that. But Cole was supposed to be fully a part of that. He did kind of duck that fade. A lot of people thought it was the mature thing to do, especially in hindsight, considering how nasty the battle between Drake and Kendrick really did get. So, you know, he'll address it. But either way, it's going to be a fire album. You're lying to yourself if you don't think it's going to be fire. J. Cole is arguably, I think, pound for pound, the best out of the three. Like just straight up rapping, hip hop. Right? Kendrick's a little bit too alternative hip hop for me. Just a little bit. Trust me, he can get in his boom bap bag as well, but a little bit too alternative hip hop. Drake is a little bit too commercial and pop hip hop. J. Cole's like right in the middle. So that's why I say like pound for pound, I think he might be the best. Cole pulling a Kendrick dropping like GNX did. GNX was a surprise album. And nobody knew about it until the day that it came out. This one, we're getting a few weeks in advance notice, but a little different. Kendrick fucked Drake's whole life up. Nah. Drake is still wildly successful. He's going to continue to be wildly successful. He's still the most streamed artist, or at least hip-hop artist in the world. I don't think that that's going to change. Kendrick just got the better of him. Kendrick understood how to beat Drake. You can't beat Drake just with music. You have to beat Drake culturally, right? You have to get the people on your side some way, somehow. The whole pedophile thing and the whatever other allegations that he made, you got to beat him culturally. You got to like drop a bombshell on him, because no amount of bars or production is going to work against Drake. He can go toe to toe with anybody. But if you tell the world that, oh, Drake got a child over there, y'all check, go look, he got a kid. You know what I'm saying? That's going to shock the world. You got to shock the world when it comes to a Drake battle. Got to shock the world. I'm a Cole fan. Can't claim to be king and then bow out when you get challenged for the throne. That's true. But I think Cole is he's more so like, I look at J. Cole like a Shaolin monk, right? He's above all of the rigmarole of the hip hop and the culture of it. You know, we battle, and that's the core of this the sport. You know what I mean? He's above all that. He's above the sport part of hip hop. He almost got into it with them, but then he realized, like, you know what? I'm above this. I'm gonna just continue. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna make my amazing music. I'm gonna continue to be a savant in my craft. I don't have to go back and forth with you dudes. You know, that's what makes Cole special to me. Asmodeus says, I prefer 21 Savage the most. That's interesting. That's interesting. I never would have thought that, Asmodeus. What do you like about 21? Asmodeus also says, I mean, I'm cool with Bobby overall. I don't care if he's a fan or not. And honestly, he did put in some work last week. I didn't catch what he did last week. Sometimes I catch him on Twitter, but I didn't see what he did last week. He does put in work over there, though. They're very consistent. Shout out to them. Salute. You know, that's not easy to do. Not easy to do. But I don't think that he's a fan. He said that before, like verbatim, like, I'm not a fan. I just cover the team. And honestly, a lot of those guys, I mean, I'm going to just say this right here, right now. Bobby's not a fan. I don't think that any of the beat writers, Jeff Zarebek, I don't know too much about Jonas Schaefer, but I would presume that a lot of the beat writers are not fans of the Baltimore Ravens. They are just working with the team, right? They're just covering the team. And, you know, as long as you're bringing your honest analysis, it's cool with me, whatever. Me personally, I would prefer to get up here and speak as a fan. And I would like to listen to somebody as a fan as well, because I know that my feelings about my team are going to be validated by the community. It's like when the Ravens lose a game, I can't go listen to national media and their biases about the Ravens, or somebody who's not a fan who's covering the Ravens. I got to go listen to, you know, I got to listen to my guy Coach, Sip to Tally Films. I got to listen to Engraven Videos. I got to listen to Charm City Sideline Podcast, Lunch Break Hot Take, you know, shout out to Rogue Pod. I just chopped it up with Hendo last night on the Ravens Roundtable. Guys like that, you know what I mean? Yolanda Ravens Talk. Or Sports Talks with Yolanda. All those guys. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Jeez, man. Deep Cover Podcast. I like to listen to all of our people who understand and can provide nuance and context to what's going on with the team. When you're not a fan, it's kind of like it just doesn't hit the same. It doesn't hit the same listening to you, you know, because at the end of the day, like, I know you don't feel the same way that I do, and kind of sharing that feeling is what makes it so great, you know. Really hope I'm not missing anybody there. Torres says, if you're just covering the team, how on earth can you have a say on what goes on or have an opinion about coaching or players? Because to be honest with you, I think that Bobby, while he does cover the team, he kind of at the same time, and I don't want to say this to ruffle any feathers. Maybe this gets back to Bobby, maybe it doesn't, but he's kind of like cosplaying as a fan most of the time, you know, and that's what gets, you know, them engagement and stuff like that. And again, all respect and credit to them. They're going to get it how they get it, but that's how he can say he's just covering the team, especially when he gets called out about it. But on the regular, he is going to at least act like he cares about the Baltimore Ravens, like genuinely, like emotionally. You know what I mean? Because that is what brings in the engagement. That's what gets people watching. It's part of the formula. Part of the formula. Okay. Let's get into this video. I don't want to stick too much on the Volt podcast. Again, I don't have any problem with those guys, but that is my honest assessment of what is going down over there. I'll say that. But this is who Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. Again, I have no idea what these dudes were arguing about. They were arguing about something. Ended up in almost fisticuffs, I guess. But so Torres says something. I won't go into it for your protection, but I feel you 100%. I mean, it's whatever, man. You know, we could chop it up about anything over here on Sutton Reactions. Anything goes. I want you guys to know that. I will talk about any and everything and give you my honest assessment on it, my honest reaction on it. But here's Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. Let's see what they had to say.
I believe you know this already. When the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
God, this is so crazy.
Do you think that's wrong? What I said?
This is so insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the cops
insane.
shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
But you didn't answer it.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this: the majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not.
I don't think you got
people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me?
I talk about liberal white women
about
literally being the biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Caucasian female, the biggest enemy.
Literally, white liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the core.
No, I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for?
No. He's saying, Corey is saying that Anton Daniels has built a platform and a business off of holding black men and women accountable, but doesn't hold that same energy for our white counterparts. Interesting stuff. Let's keep listening.
In this country, as the downfall
I'm an
of
equal
it.
accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you taking
you don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You too busy.
My capacity,
case,
that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you said something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud, and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it. And that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit.
Uh-oh. Now it's about to get spicy. Now it's about to get real. Because now we hurling insults casually back and forth. We casually hurling, ping-ponging insults back and forth. Let's see.
What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah, homie, let me tell you something, homie. I don't suck dick.
Yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck
Yeah,
dick.
you do.
See, this is what happens. This is what happens. When you bring sexuality into it, all bets are off. This is no longer a civil conversation. I can guarantee you that. There's 3 minutes left in this video. I can guarantee you there's going to be no civility for the rest of this video.
So fix
You doing it right now.
I don't suck dick, homie.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't
Believe
do
me when
that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no dick sucking shit.
I'm going to give you the same
Let's
energy
switch
you give me.
Let's switch seats.
Let's switch seats. I'm with it.
Homie, I don't do no dick sucking shit.
He done made the girl get up and switch seats. This was crazy. He got in his face. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Motherfucking man. I don't do no dick sucking shit, homie.
I don't give a fuck about none of
Well, I tell you what, watch that dick sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no dick sucking,
You
homie.
say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
Okay, but that gay shit,
I don't give a fuck about what you talking
Hey,
about.
homie, I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put no dick sucking shit. Don't put no dick sucking shit on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say I suck a dick again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No. I'm gonna
I don't do no dick sucking shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But you're not bossing up on me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do dick
We can put
sucking
the
shit.
microphone right down, right now, and go on our back. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
You running your mouth.
I don't know, because I feel like, I would love for them to get back to the conversation, right? Because I feel like we didn't resolve anything. We didn't find any solution. But because now it just seems like, again, they're hurling insults back and forth. They're getting in each other's face. And sometimes arguments get to this point of no return. We're no longer arguing about, actual factuals, right? We're no longer giving our opinions on a certain subject. But now we're just trying to like out masculine each other, right? And nobody's trying to back down.
I don't do
You
no
doing this shit for the internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say your time, no, hold on. If you want to
I'll
say
show you I ain't doing it for the internet.
If you want to say Anton, listen, don't disrespect me like that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you. But don't boss up on me because you said a lot of shit to me today that I don't fuck with either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. You don't know me. So I'm going to extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how would it
call this nigga out his name?
Nigga, I'm telling you that you did. You can't tell me how I get disrespected.
I got a question for bro.
Okay. No. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No. This my show. This my show.
That's cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay. Well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, fuck what you talking about.
I don't dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit. Because you're not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick sucking shit again, nigga.
You're not gonna
come at me with.
See, this is the problem. They can't even get back to the conversation now because they too hung up on the insults, and this is why you like. I wish they would have never started it. I mean, because what's his name? Corey started. He said you be kissing ass. You feel me? Kissing white people ass, whatever. And then Anton Daniels comes right back and said, okay, well, you be sucking black people dick. And then that just triggered Corey. And it's like, well, did you not just remember you said he be kissing people's ass? Like, you was being funny, and now you mad that he's being hilarious, right? He took it a step further, and now you mad. It's like, just finish your point, finish the conversation. Like, y'all should be intelligent enough to read past some of that stuff, right? And get to the final point. But there's only 44 seconds left in this video. And I don't think that they're going to really get to the point. I'm still kind of confused on how they got there, where they were going, but maybe they resolve it. Let's continue.
Calling me dick sucking, nigga.
You're not gonna
come at me with. See, I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go out back right now.
Fuck I am.
We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
I got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Hey,
No, it's just not respect.
I ain't falling for the. I ain't falling. Darlene, get out the way. Don't get in the way of two niggas. Let me tell you something, homie. I ain't got to go out back right now because we got to go out back to lead this motherfucker. But I'm saying that dick sucking shit, watch that. That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like
if you want to get back to the conversation, we can get back to the conversation.
But just know,
I'm not listening to none of that shit, bro.
Nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get back to the conversation,
long as you know.
get back to the conversation.
Long as you know.
If he was really feeling that type of way and like, this is what I mean when I say I want better for our people, guys. I want better for our people. Let's get out of there. He said that they can go out back, and he just he didn't do it. I don't like how he spoke to her. Both of them are scary and childish. Childish is definitely the word. Scary, I would say, in the regard of like scared of each other more. Yeah, I think Anton Daniels, he stood on business, and he made a solid point. Like, hey, like you've said things about me in the same podcast. And, but the one time I say something about you and make a claim about you, you all up in arms about it. Now, again, when you start playing when you're in a heated debate, you cannot bring up somebody's sexuality in any way, shape, or form. It is a deep nerve of insecurity that can just take things to a totally different level. Because you notice, as soon as he started talking about the whole dick sucking thing, the conversation went completely down the drain. I was expecting to hear more of what they were talking about. You know, and I don't really watch, like I said, I don't really watch Anton Daniels content enough to really know whether or not he panders to white people or doesn't hold them accountable in the same way that he holds black people accountable. Honestly, whenever I have listened to Anton Daniels speak, it's normally about holding men accountable in some way, shape, or form. And it, again, low key kind of aligns with with the manosphere kind of a culture, I guess you want to say, or that movement, if you want to call it that, right? He's not like super, super hard on that side. He does provide a little bit of nuance, but mainly he's on like the right winged side of things, right? So, and I don't know where they were trying to go. Again, I don't really have too much for you guys on that. I don't know where they were trying to go with that argument. Maybe Corey was just trying to tell him like, hey, like, you know, you always holding black people accountable. I always see you holding black people accountable. You need to do the same thing and even the playing field for white people. And if Anton Daniels is doing that, then yeah, shame on him. Thing is, a lot of people in the content creation space, they have a niche, right? And they've built a cult following off of that niche. That's what niche content is for, right? It'd be like, you know, if me and Alex on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel for the past 5 years, we've been talking about the Baltimore Ravens, and then let's just say one day we started talking about the Arizona Cardinals and just started covering them. Like if we just abandon our niche audience, they wouldn't mess with us. They wouldn't mess with us anymore. You guys would not mess with us anymore if we start talking about the Cardinals tomorrow, right? I get it. It's maybe apples to oranges, but you guys get my point. Like Anton Daniels, I mean, if it is true that he makes that type of content, he makes that type of content because that's his business, right? Is it spreading like a dangerous narrative? Yeah. Yeah. But again, that's his business. It was the same thing with guys like Charlie Kirk, for example. You know, his entire business was based off of, you know, holding everybody accountable but white folks. And that pissed a lot of people off all the way to his death. You know, but it was his business, right? So calling out a niche creator like Anton Daniels or anybody is cool, and it's like, hey, like out of anything, put your race first, you know? Like don't be talking down on us and saying we deserve to get shot up by the police and all this and that, but then you don't hold, you know, the white ICE agents accountable or whatever. I don't know. Again, I don't know what they were talking about. I wish I had more context, but again, I wish they could have been a little bit more mature in the conversation. I think a lot of it had to do with Corey trying to overtalk Anton Daniels for a lot of it. Like he wasn't really letting him get his points out. If they just kind of let each other speak, it would have never gotten to that point. But, you know, once you start trying to overtalk somebody and you really disagree with their point, eventually an insult's going to get hurled out. And as soon as you hurl out the first insult, you're liable to get one right back, right? And then, again, like you said, you're ping-ponging them back and forth until somebody gets up and wants to go out back. And that's what happened here. That's what happened here. Let me read some of you guys' comments in here. Struck a deep nerve. Chris said, got to go. I'll watch the rest later. See you, Chris. See you in these YouTube streets. We're getting ready to wrap up anyway. I think Anton is one of them black MAGA folks. I'm pretty sure he is. I watch Anton a decent amount. Equal opportunity accountability. So, Void, does that go for both races or both genders? Because I've only ever seen him really hold men and women accountable, specifically black men and women accountable. Like when he mentions, like, you know, examples and things like that. I haven't really seen him talk about white folks too much. Again, I don't consume a whole lot of his content, so I don't really know. Void says one of his most recent videos is about liberal white women. No ass kissing on that end. Okay. It should have never got to that point. And Corey lost cool points. For me, he come out at a lot of people and say a lot of shit, but the moment somebody comes at you, you pop off like that. Yeah, I don't like people like that either. Don't think that, like, don't dish it if you can't take it. Do not dish it if you can't take it. But most of the times, the people who dish it the most are the people who just can't take it. You know, I think they do it as like almost like a defense mechanism. Right? I'm going to use this offense and as my defense, right? I'm going to hurl these insults at you. But don't do it back to me because I will collapse. I will disintegrate. I will melt. It's like their kryptonite. They just can't handle it. If you can't handle what you dish out, do not dish it out. Period. I dragged Anton years ago. He's scared to be on a panel with me. What you do, world class? What'd you do? Tori says, Sutton, Anton apologized and they shook hands. Corey still was bothered, brought it back up, and then kicked him off the show. Oh, for real? Damn. So it really struck a nerve. It really struck a nerve. But yeah, you can't play with especially like I don't know how old Corey Holcomb is or where he's from necessarily, but from his generation and from wherever he's from, I'm sure they probably don't play the gay stuff. Yeah, not that there's anything wrong about being gay, but like a lot of heterosexual black men, they don't joke like that. They don't joke like that. The problem was he took it a little bit too far when he said that Anton Daniels was kissing white people's ass. Now, that's more of an accepted insult. And like I said, Corey was trying to be funny. And Anton, he was like, all right, you want to be funny? I'm going to be hilarious. You want to be a clown? I'm going to open a circus for you. And he hurled that insult right back. And it was like, it just took it to 10. So, unfortunate. These are two prominent, black men who are doing whatever in their spaces. Corey's at least 50 years old from Chicago. Yeah, you can't play with a 50-year-old black man from Chicago like that. You just can't. Anton knew it as well. Anton knew the type of feathers that would ruffle. He could have went anywhere else in the world with the insult. He could have hurled the same ass-kissing insult right back at him, but he chose to go with dick sucking on purpose because he knew how it would trigger Corey. And it worked. But unfortunate. But all right, listen, guys, we're already 2 hours in, 2 hours and 11 minutes. This might be the longest episode of Sutton Reactions, even longer than yesterday. And I had a bunch of technical difficulties yesterday. This one was smooth, so that was good. Another W. But listen, guys, tomorrow we will be exclusively streaming this show on the Sutton Reactions channel. So if you do want to tune in, make sure you go down to the description. If you're watching on PRP, click on the link to the official Sutton Reactions channel and subscribe and turn on notifications so you can know when we're going live in the morning. It's been a great one, guys. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Again, as always, if you want to send me topics, viral videos, anything that you want me to react to live on the show, you can send it to my Instagram or Twitter at SuttonDef. My DMs are open on both. Make sure you guys like this video, regardless of what channel you're watching it on, and subscribe to the channels as well. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. This has been Sutton Reactions, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.